Fox News alert now as the police are ramping up security in France after a driver shouting Allahu Akbar plowed into a crowd and injured 13 people. It comes just one day after a man attacked police officers with a knife in another major French city, hurting 2 officers in that incident. Both of these sparking fears of new lone wolf attacks like the one in Australia last week. Amy Kellogg is live in London. So, Amy, what more can you tell us about these attacks?
Well, Martha, at this point, people are, of course, very jittery about what happened in France and even across Europe. The attacks, as you mentioned, happened on two consecutive days in France. But at this point, police are not saying that there is any apparent link between the 2 attackers. The first one happened on Saturday in a suburb of Tours in central France, in Jules-les-Tours, and the second in Dijon, eastern France, yesterday. Now, in Jules-les-Tours, a man of Burundian origin, a recent convert to Islam, burst into a police station shouting Allahu Akbar, which means God is greatest in Arabic. And he attacked 3 officers before he was shot dead. He slashed one in the face with a knife and stabbed the 2 others. They all survived. The suspect was known to police in the past, but only for petty criminal offenses. That said, he apparently had recently developed radical views together with his brother, who was arrested by authorities in Burundi, presumably upon request from the French, as this happened right after the brother was killed. Now, in the attack in Dijon, a man drove into 5 separate groups of pedestrians, also shouting Allahu Akbar. 2 people were left in serious condition, but are not believed to have life-threatening injuries. The suspect here, Martha, of northern African origin, slightly different situation with a long history of mental instability. He had been admitted to psychiatric wards in France 157 times.
Oh my. So what are the authorities saying about all these attacks, Amy?
Well, I mean, obviously, lone wolf is something that everyone is concerned about and are looking into, but the authorities, for their part, Martha, are being extremely cautious because, frankly, there is a very fine line between insanity and then some of these radical Islamist attacks, like the one we saw in Sydney, Australia, exactly a week ago today. The man there of Iranian descent had claimed to be doing this for the sake of ISIS, but had never had any past history of membership in radical Islamist organizations. In fact, he was kind of a fortune teller and someone with a record of arrest for sexual assault. So suddenly it becomes kind of murky what is motivated genuinely by radical Islam and what is simply some sort of deranged outburst. Martha.
Amy, thank you very much.